Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to touch base with you as you go into week 4. You guys are doing great. There's a lot of work that you redo in week 1 and week 2, and I have you come back and change templates. And it's truly not to frustrate you. It's truly to make sure that you have a sound kind of foundation, if you will, going into week 3 and week 4. You want to make sure that you've got a strong proposal that then creates a strong statement of work. And then what ends up happening is you're able to go into the work breakdown structure and really develop a thorough scope. And then eventually, in this next week, a schedule that goes along with that. It helps you know exactly where you're at with the project. It helps you keep on track, and it helps you deliver that high quality, come in on time and on budget project. So the work is worth it, and you'll find that after you get done having been done now with your work breakdown structure, and you're going to begin to work on your schedule, that when you're done with this, all the heavy lifting is done, because at that point then you're able to launch the project and you go into execution and then controlling and monitoring the project, which is much easier. So you've done a lot of the heavy lifting already. So I appreciate all of your hard work. I appreciate everybody going back and kind of making some of those revisions just to give you a really strong place to start and to continue. So please reach out if you have any questions at all. I'll jump through Moodle and give you a quick overview of week 4, but all of you are doing incredibly great. I think the comprehension level is obviously there. I can see that you're picking up on the methodology. I can see that it's making sense, that you're able to kind of construct each of those phases. And my hope for you is that you can take this method and then continue to apply it to make yourself highly marketable, but also to be highly successful in the workplace with projects and completing them with a high quality. I think it makes you stand out, and I think it's a necessary skill in the 21st century. So thanks for your patience, and I look forward to looking at everybody's cultural papers and also your work breakdown structures. Have a great week. Greetings, everybody. I just wanted to touch base with you on week 4 and what this is going to look like. You have just finished up your Cultural and Global Effects PM paper, and you've turned in your risk management and your work breakdown structure. Now that's taking your scope, your major project activities, and really breaking it down into work packages. It's literally going to give you steps from A to Z, if you will, to perform, right? Each step that you need to perform in order to complete the project. So some of them are going to be also listed out in with summary tasks, if you will. So if you have any questions at all, still that's kind of, you've got to come back and maybe make some revisions, please feel free to reach out. Once you're done with the work breakout structure, you're going to go into this week with your schedule. And just like we talked about last week, this is where you're going to fill out the other section of the work breakdown structure. It's going to be your Gantt chart, and you're going to do all of your scheduling. Remember to even include all of your baseline start and your baseline finish, because these are projections, right, of when we believe we want to start and when we want to end. You're going to be covering all of your Peregrine exercises this week and exams. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. You'll be doing some additional quizzes here, and then participating in 4.1 and 4.2. I do want to talk for a moment about the cost template. This is one thing that causes students probably the most angst. You have done, all of you, a great job in breaking out your cost categories. Okay, you've listed the labor hours, you've listed external hours and internal, what the costs are associated to that. This is a plan. I want you to think about it in terms of planning. This is how you're going to manage those costs. So anything that you put in terms of internal and external, predominantly external, this is where you just talk about, literally in narrative, how you're going to manage those expenses. So you have to shift your mindset now from numbers to narrative, right? And so you really don't have anything on revisions and distribution page. And we do go through this in the video and template, but I just want to cover it quickly. Project sponsor approval, what your table of contents are. But this is really a narrative about how you're going to approach any of the bills, what's going to happen if they go over, what's the approval process going to be, what's the process going to be in terms of how you choose your vendors, and is it a fair process? This is all essentially narrative, beyond, this estimating your costs and calculating. You can really kind of cut and paste your cost categories and just add to them. And then here's your cost baseline, cost reporting as well. But here's even again narrative. How will the changes be controlled and approved? This is just a risk management, again, if you will. This is a plan. It's thinking about it ahead of time. It's creating a plan ahead of time and some guidelines and policies that you're going to follow. So please feel free to watch the video on this, but think far more in terms of narrative versus numbers. It's an approach, plan, and how we're going to handle that. If you have any questions after all of your readings, and everything that you watch, here's creating a realistic schedule video that's really helpful. I know it's 23 minutes. You don't have to watch the whole thing. It's just can be helpful if you're struggling with the methodology and how to apply it on this particular template. But reach out if you have any questions at all, and we'll see you in week 4.